Alrighty, folks. Now we're going to do some practice questions dealing with angles in polygons. All the same stuff that we saw in the last video. So angles in polygons, still in section 2.4, 136th installment. Wow, I'm as old as the hills. Okay, so what do we got? Angles in polygons, sum of the interior angles, already saw that. Formula for the sum, we saw that. And angles in regular polygons, that's a big trick. Okay. First question. What is the measure of each interior angle of a regular 12-sided polygon? Okay, let's see if we can figure that out. So if you remember the formula, it says Sn, or the sum of all of the angles, has to be 180 degrees times n minus 2. It says, but what is the measure of each interior angle of a regular polygon? So each one, we get that by taking Sn and dividing by the number of sides that we had. So each angle, I like to call them theta, you don't have to, is going to be equal to that monster. All right, let's see if we can put this together. So we want a 12-sided polygon. So the sum of the angles for 12 sides, oops, that should be a 12 down there, is going to have to be equal to 180 degrees times 12 subtract 2, all divided by 12. So let's see, that's 180 times 10, all divided by 12, which is 1800 divided by 12. Okay, so let's see, 1800 divided by 12, according to my half brain, is 150 degrees. So we've got 150 degrees for our correct answer. Now, they tried to give you some answers here. Let's see what they tried to do to fool us up. They said 180 degrees. Yeah, well, that's just the cheap answer, right? You might go for that. 1800 degrees down here. Well, that's if you forget to divide by the 12 and just get the sum of the angles if you're not reading carefully. And then 1080 is probably just a variation on that one. But the correct answer is, of course, 150 degrees. Okay. The sum of the angles of a convex polygon is 1980. Oh, that was a good year. So if the sum of the angles of the convex polygon is 1980, how many sides does the polygon have? Okay, so how many sides if the sum is 1980? So the sum is equal to 1980. So the sum of our angles then has to be 1980, right? So it says the sum of the angles is 1980. How many sides does it have? Well, the rest of that formula, Sn, tells us that it's 180 degrees multiplied by n minus 2, where n is the number of sides. So what we're going to do is use that formula to write ourselves a little equation that we can solve here to figure out the value of n, and that'll tell us the number of sides we have. Okay, so 180 times n minus 2 has to be equal to 1980. Okay, so then we're going to need to divide both sides here by 180 degrees, and that should put us in business. So if we divide by 180 degrees, we get n minus 2 on the left side here, should be equal to 11. Okay, now, so if I add 2 to both sides, then n equals 13. All right, so we've got a 13-sided regular, not regular, convex, 13-sided convex polygon. Might be regular, we don't know, they didn't tell us. Okay, so remember, for any n-gon, we've got this formula. As long as it's convex, that's the important thing. As long as it's a convex polygon, we've got that formula for the sum of the interior angles. And if it's a regular n-gon, so all the angles are the same, we just divide that by n to get the measure of each angle. And that's it. Good luck.